This is KGW News at noon.
We begin this afternoon with a night of gun violence in Portland. 2 men are dead in separate shootings. Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich. The first shooting happened just before midnight last night in Northeast Portland. Officers found a man dead in an apartment on Northeast Prescott and 42nd. They have not yet arrested a shooter. Then, just about 2 hours later, police were called to Southeast Taylor and 86th, where another man was found dead. In that case, police say they've detained someone involved in the shooting and they're not looking for anyone else. Investigators have not released either man's name. And to a follow-up now on suspected fentanyl exposure at an Oregon high school. The Yamhill County Sheriff's Office says a deputy and students got sick at Willamina High, where deputies found burnt foil and pills that produced a strong smell. But is secondhand fentanyl vapor dangerous? Experts with the American College of Medical Toxicology say touching fentanyl is very unlikely to cause sickness or opioid toxicity. Other medical studies back that up too. The Office of National Drug Control Policy says inhaling airborne powder may lead to harmful effects, but it's less likely. Medical research shows that passive exposure to fentanyl smoke is very low. The vapor or powder likely wouldn't be concentrated enough to cause health problems when inhaled.
There is little to be concerned about being near someone who is using fentanyl. Generally, secondhand smoke is what it's often called, although it's not really smoke. It's like, really fentanyl vapor, but being in the same room with someone who is using fentanyl is not a concern for you to get a significant amount of fentanyl.
Hendrickson says you should not be scared of touching someone or helping someone who may have absorbed fentanyl. For example, when helping someone use an opioid reversal medication like naloxone. As for the suspected fentanyl exposure case at Willamina High School, the Yamhill County Sheriff's Office is waiting on toxicology reports from the deputy's hospital stay. Meantime, the FBI is asking for your help to find the people who tried to burn down pregnancy centers in Oregon. And as an incentive, investigators are now offering a big reward. It's a $35,000 reward, which includes a $10,000 reward from the ATF. The 3 attacks all happened around the time the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last year. The first happened May 8th at the Oregon Right to Life building in Kaiser when someone threw Molotov cocktails into the building. Newly released video shows someone pulling items from the trunk of a white sedan, possibly a 2017 or 2018 Hyundai Elantra, then leaving after an explosion. Then, on June 10th, someone set fire to the Pregnancy Resource Center in Gresham. Investigators again found Molotov cocktails inside. And the third fire happened over the 4th of July weekend at the Mother and Child Education Center located on Northeast 41st Avenue in Portland. That's where someone spray painted the words, "If abortion ain't safe, neither are you," then seemingly signed it with the initials JR.
We talk about this level of violence, and it is sometimes so understated or downplayed, like, well, it's just another Molotov cocktail. No, it's not. It's not at all. This is serious violence.
Investigators aren't certain if the same person carried out all 3 attacks, but they're considering all possibilities. Okay, it is finally Friday. Chris McGinnis in the Weather Center for us. And Chris, what should we be expecting weather-wise this weekend?
We do have a little bit of wet weather coming this weekend, but I thought I would tease ahead real quick to the 7-day forecast. After days and days of rain, right? 17 of the first 19 days this month have had rain. I've got a 7-day that's mostly dry. How about that? I wanted to show you this. This has been cool to watch here for this morning. This is, of course, the very tippy top of Mount Hood from our Timberline camera. And all these little dots on here, those are climbers. There's somebody right now either skiing or boarding off the summit or down right through. I mean, this is awesome, right? I mean, what I wanted to point out is just what a spectacular day it is up there. Light wind. It's just a beautiful day above the clouds. And of course, along the North Oregon coast, there's no clouds there either. A live look from Cannon Beach. Clear blue sky. What a great day to be at the beach. And then here we are, stuck underneath the low clouds and fog here in Portland. That's our Rose City sky camera. Now we're starting to poke some holes in the clouds. In fact, there's a quick look at our Stoller Vineyard camera. Cloud cover has been very stubborn here. The fog and low cloudiness here in the Willamette Valley and the I-5 corridor has been quite thick this morning. I still expect it to burn off at least a little bit. Right now we're 39 degrees because of the cloud cover, but later this afternoon, I think we'll poke some holes in that. We'll go at least partly sunny. And Christine, check this out. Note the sunset. That's our first 5 o'clock sunset since November 5th. Days are getting a little bit longer, and we're going to get to see a little more daylight in our 7-day forecast. More on that coming up in just a bit.
Wow, can't wait to hear more. Okay, thanks, Chris. Okay, take a look at this. It's like a scene from a movie. A thief drops into a store from the roof, hits the jewelry counter, then stuffs loot into a backpack. This attempted jewelry heist happened at the Walmart in Woodland. It happened Christmas Day, and as our Tim Gordon found out, police think the guy got into the store by rappelling in from above.
Well, as you can see, this is a big Walmart here in Woodland, and it has a lot of skylights on the roof. This would-be thief chose one of them and then rappelled right into the store.
This is security video from early in the morning on Christmas Day. The Walmart store was closed, but this suspect, police believe is a man, dropped in anyway. He literally dropped in. These pictures are evidence in the unsolved burglary case. You see the skylight on the roof above, breached.
Ended up breaking the seal on one of the skylights and also the security mesh, and they rappelled down into the building.
The suspect clipped a carabiner to an HVAC unit up top and dropped the other end of the rope right into the store. The rope left hanging down just far enough. Once inside, the suspect made a beeline for the jewelry case and loaded up a backpack full of items worth about $5,100.
These things are gonna hold us, right? Should.
This is a little like something out of the movies, like Ocean's 11, but in Woodland, Washington.
It's one of those things that you never expect on a day-to-day basis.
In Woodland's quiet downtown, we told people the story.
Wow, yeah, shocking.
Including Trish
totally
Bernard,
shocked.
owner of Top Shelf Resale, who says crime isn't usually a problem in this town.
And to go the extent of rappelling through a skylight for Walmart jewelry, I mean, I don't think it's okay for any jewelry, but wow, it's extreme.
It is extreme and unusual, according to Woodland Police Sergeant James Keller.
That is probably one of the first ones that I've seen in 16 years here, where they've gone to that extent and actually, rappelling into a facility.
How far down?
It's probably a good 35, 40 feet.
The only problem for the would-be burglar, an alarm system did finally go off, and that sent him running, dropping his backpack full of stolen jewelry in the aisle before exiting the store.
They left it behind. Apparently they got spooked after all that.
The alarm got police officers to the Walmart too, but the suspect was gone.
Yep, he got away, and as you can see, it's kind of hard to tell his features in that video. But this is the kind of crime that people might talk about. So if you've heard anything or know anything, call Woodland Police. In Woodland, Tim Gordon, KGW News.